Now, one of the questions we always ask here on SyncUp is ROI. You know, how does a company measure the ROI of a product? And you talked a bit about how you've saved, or search has saved $1 trillion in value of just time searching. How does an IT manager look at measuring ROI with a product like this? I mean, to me, it seems self-evident of the benefits that you get. But how do we start to measure the ROI of the product?
Sure. Well, there's usually, I'll call three layers of the stack on that ROI. The first chunk and the easiest is just saying, I'm going to save time in IT. So for instance, typically IT organizations find an 80% reduction in staff requirements around managing search by working with Google. And that gets back to the core relevance, the out-of-the-box experience, if you will. Secondly, up the stack, you'll typically find the end user community, so figure out where and who is going to use search, will save an awful lot of time. And you can take a strict just per employee, what percentage of their time is spent looking for information, and if they're 5% more effective or 10% more effective, how does that work out in terms of that number, times the number of hours involved, times the fully loaded cost of those employees. And by that, I mean salary plus benefits, plus the office space that you're renting for them, et cetera. That's the second layer of the stack. Now, the third tier is really my favorite. And that's where you start to talk about a large telecom company that we had as a customer that watched the transaction costs that they faced to service their procurement team and found that by using the Google Search Appliance, they saved 30 million euros every year in Germany alone. And that's revenue. That is basically looking at what business process is being made more efficient or what set of customers are more successful and taking the jump in revenue or in sales based on that approach. If you're in manufacturing, for instance, it would be back to that Airbus example. How do I decrease time to market? Very important in all manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and life sciences.